Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spring Loaded Football Podcast here on the Loaded Sports Network, where we cover all things Spring League football. We got the XFL, USFL, Fan Control Football, X League, and whatever else comes along. We'll cover it. I am the Colonel. Let's bring in my co host this week. We got Coach. What is going on?
Just enjoying a crisp Yazoo beer.
Yeah, riding the storm.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and pull up the graphics and we'll get into it. Of course, we got our week two recap, but before we get there, let's pull up this next slide. Happy birthday, Coach, from
Oh,
everybody here at Lotus
oh.
Sports Network.
And yes, that guy really is 3 foot tall
Yeah,
or
yeah,
2 foot.
you were a giant.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah,
everybody.
happy birthday.
I'm getting old. I need to
Yeah, we
retire.
thought we'd do something a little special for the coach on his birthday.
Oh
Yep,
my god. Gotta find some better pictures. I know that.
that's all we had.
I called it.
Yep,
Yeah. I'm wearing the same jacket in all of these, just about.
just about.
Majority of these were taken not too long ago.
Yep. But let's go ahead and get into it. We'll flip the graphic. We'll get into week two of the XFL. We had the St. Louis Battlehawks going against the Seattle Sea Dragons, coming out on top 20-18. For the Battlehawks, the passing leaders was A.J. McCarron, 184 yards and one touchdown. He was also the rushing leader, 41 yards on 5 attempts and one touchdown. Receiving was Butler, 4 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. And then we look over here to the Seattle Sea Dragons. Passing leader was Danucci, 196, 2 touchdowns. Rushing was Ellison, 50 yards on 10 attempts. And receiving was Pearson, 4 receptions, 78 yards, and one touchdown. And man, AJ McCarron keeps doing it again. you know.
But again, how long is he gonna keep doing it?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
watched this game. This game, I I don't know. It was bad play calls on both sides. Really on the Sea Dragons.
yeah.
Danucci is a big standout.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the best player on the team.
It literally it come down to a field goal.
Yeah.
That's what won the game.
Oh yeah.
But given the consideration, the field goal kicker missed two before and everything else. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I thought it was a pretty good game. Real close. Like I said, McCarron keeps pulling them out, man. Like I said,
yeah, and
it can't go on forever.
he was taking some shots in that game.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and flip the graphic. We'll go to the next game. We had the DC Defenders against the Vegas Vipers in a weird game. The field was not ready. The weather was not cooperable. DC comes out on top 18-6. Uh, Passing leaders for DC was Tiamu, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Rushing, you had Smith for 71 yards on 11 attempts with one touchdown. And receiving, you had Hammond, 3 receptions, 24 yards. Then you look over at the Vegas Vipers, you know, they went with Hundley for the most of the game, 98 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Rushing was Smith, 38 yards on 6 attempts. And receiving was Lovett, 2 receptions, 33 yards, and no touchdowns. And man, this game was sloppy. Kickers are falling down after they try to attempt a kickoff or a field goal.
No,
The, the field was in no condition to be played on. It had been there
the
for like a week. And
the
then
guy in the sky lift was getting heat stroke.
yeah, and then the rain uh, really affected it too. And man, it looks weird in that little stadium. you know,
It does. I've seen some of the pictures the fans were posting, and they had two sky lifts on the other side.
that's where I think the ESPN guys were sitting. So
They got heat stroke. I hate for them to be up there and have to go to the bathroom.
yeah, I think you just go on the side. So
Just hang it off, let it drain.
yeah. All right, let's go to the next game. We had the San Antonio Brahmas against our favorite team, the Orlando Guardians. Passing leaders for San Antonio was Cone, 165 with 3 touchdowns. Rushing was Cone, 23 yards on 3 attempts. Receiving was Mack, 4 receptions, 48 yards, and one touchdown. Over on the Orlando side, our favorite quarterback, Paxton Lynch, 79 yards and one touchdown. Rushing was Martin, 46 yards on 9 attempts. Receiving, they had Peyton, 3 receptions, 47 yards. San Antonio beat them up, man. All It wasn't close, and it's all Paxton Lynch's fault and the coach. So
More Paxton Lynch, though. We'll go more Paxton Lynch.
yeah, I mean, the coach was saying he's pretty much going to replace every starter, and just really throwing the team under the bus, not taking responsibility like you would like your head coach to do.
And that's not right. I mean, if you're going to coach, you got to take some responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, you clear at the end of the day, he's the coach. He's the guy that put these people in the positions they're in. It's his fault,
And I'm not going to lie. When I was watching, the Battle Hawks and the Sea Dragons, I felt like I was watching an episode of the Golden Girls because Seattle has some old timers.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
felt like the retirement home they come out of, they needed to go back to it.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Seattle's not doing as well. I don't think we had any hopes for Orlando, but man, you can't start Paxton Lynch next week. You can't. I mean, unless the backup is just worse than he is, and that's hard to believe.
It could be possible.
We'd have to see it. Let's go ahead and flip it.
Paxton Lynch is like the Dennis Rodman, except not as good.
Yeah, well, Dennis Rodman, he was a good player. He's a Hall of Famer. So, let's get into the game of the week. In my eyes, we had the Arlington Renegades against the Houston Roughnecks. Houston coming on top, 23-14. The Renegades, their passing leader was Plitt, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing was Smith, 16 yards on 7 attempts, so not a lot of rushing at all. Receiving was Canella, 4 receptions, 38 yards. And on the Houston side, you had Silvers, 173, 2 touchdowns. Rushing was their other quarterback, McDonald, 39 yards on 7 attempts. And receiving was Putman, 4 receptions, 65 yards. And man, like I said, this game of the week to me, Houston tried to give it away multiple times. Likely should not be returning punts or kicks anymore. He fumbled on back-to-back plays. So they tried to give it away, but Houston pulled it out because, man, the individual effort by each of these players was outstanding. Defense played great. The only points Arlington scored was off them turnovers.
Yeah. I didn't really watch much of this, and I wanted to.
Yeah, it was
but
late.
I knew the Roughnecks would pull it off.
Yeah. I think we all did.
With a name like B. Shivers, what do you expect?
Yeah, Silvers. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Too many Yahoos or Yahoos. Yahoos, whatever.
Let's go ahead and flip the graphic. Want to let you know, guys, that this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Check them out, betterhelp.com/Loaded Sports Network. Or you can scan the QR code here and save 10% off your first month of online therapy. Guys, we will be right back after this break. Hey, guys, the world's a tough place. We all know it. I mean, the past couple of years has been rough on everybody. If you think you might be feeling depressed, stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, today's sponsor is here to help you. Today's sponsor is BetterHelp. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your convenience. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives access to help that may not be available in your area. And guys, just be truthful. Even if it is available in your area, maybe you went to high school with a therapist or college, you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody about your problems, and that's understandable. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you can get matched with a therapist in as little as 48 hours. Then you schedule your secure video and phone sessions, plus you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. You can join the 3 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with experienced BetterHelp therapists. Guys, all you got to do is get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/loaded sports network. That's betterhelp.com/loaded sports network. Let's bring the guys back in. betterhelp.com, HELP.com/loaded sports network for 10% off your first month.
Make
Ain't
sure
that right?
to check it out.
Check it out. 10%. Ching ching.
That's it. Back to the show. All right, guys, we're back from that short commercial break. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and pull the graphics up and we'll look ahead to week 3. What's the first game we got? We got Seattle Sea Dragons against the Vegas Vipers. Man, who's going to win? Who's going to get that first
Brian,
win?
you know you want to take the Vipers in this one.
I do. I don't know if I did. We'll have to wait a minute on that one. But
You want the Vipers all day. It depends. Like from watching Seattle, they've got a bunch of talented players.
yeah,
But again, it comes down to the coaching and them keeping that lead. They had that game contained, and it come down. They messed up. And they went for the extra point. If they would have just went for a 2 and made it, they would have had a tied game at the end.
yeah.
Even with them kicking the field goal.
Well, excuse me. I do think Seattle has the better quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, he is leading in yards right now, ain't he? If I'm not mistaken, I've seen, and
he's got to be.
I think he is number 1 right now.
Yeah, like I said, he's got to be close.
And I can't remember. I think McCarron might be next. I'm not for sure. Don't hold me to that. But I will say right now, McCarron won that game. That was all McCarron.
He's won both of them. So let's flip the graphic, see what the next game is. We got the McCarron-led St. Louis Battlehawks against the DC Defenders. Man, what's going to happen with this one? Does McCarron lead them back?
Or does Big D come to town?
Yeah, or does Big D come to town? I've counted
we
McCarron.
We don't mean Dallas.
I've counted McCarron out last week. You might be stupid to do that. Maybe you have to go with him. He's definitely winning games, but how long can it last?
I do like that McCarron is showing him up. He's showing he's there to play. I mean, even the Rockies gave him praise. He's like, this guy's here to play. He's here to do what he can.
Yeah.
But then again, you got the Big D.
And they're not a bad team.
No.
DC is not a bad team. So it's going to be – this could be game of the week. It really could.
Yeah, it could come down to, what is the points? Is it going to come down to field goals again?
Yeah. Yeah, if that's the case, St. Louis don't need to be missing so many,
Yeah, because their field goal kicker is not that good.
No.
I mean, they did have him attempt a 50-yarder, but –
yeah, that's true. Let's go ahead and look at the next game. We've got our favorite team, Orlando Guardians, against the Arlington Renegades. I'm taking Arlington all day.
No, you're taking Orlando. Don't lie. Don't lie to these people.
No. Like I said, the only way they win is if they do not play Paxton Lynch and if the coach misses the bus. So
or if Lynch misses the bus.
Yeah, both of them.
Again, I ain't got to watch either one of these, but I'm hoping to.
Like I said, Arlington is a good team, it seems like. But they make a lot of mistakes. And they can capitalize on the other team's mistakes, as we saw against Houston. So my thinking is, maybe Bob Stoops is a little out of his league,
Yeah, that is. Could be.
But we'll go ahead and flip the slide or the graphic. We've got the San Antonio Brahmas against the Houston Roughnecks. San Antonio coming off a big win. Houston coming off a big win. This one could be game of the week if Houston's defense don't shut down San Antonio, which we saw, pretty much that in week 1, where San Antonio lost the lead to St. Louis.
I wish this game would come on earlier. I wish it would have been a Saturday game.
Yeah, me too.
Because this game would be really good to watch. I hate that it's going to be so late.
Right. But I'm going to go with Houston, I think. I think they're going to win. Could be low scoring. Depends on how well San Antonio's defense plays.
I mean, you got to look at it. Houston's been showing up every week.
Yeah.
And the Brahmas have let us down.
Let's go ahead and flip the graphic. Guys, just want to tell you about our merchandise store. You can see the pictures right here if you're watching the show on YouTube or Spotify. You can scan the QR code to take you right to the Loaded Sports Network merchandise store where you can buy your spring loaded football t shirt. You can buy you a Coach's Corner shirt. You can support the Children's Hospital of Alabama with that Loaded Sports Care shirt. And then we've got another Coach's Corner, Eat, Sleep, Coach's Corner, Repeat. Coach just got one of them in this week, and it's nice.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So, guys, don't forget, scan the QR code, check it out. We'd greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and go to the next graphic. And we've got odds with Wayne. Wayne's not going to be with us this week, so me and Coach are going to be reading off the odds. Let's go ahead and pull them up. We got week 2 in the XFL. You got Seattle Sea Dragons against the Vegas Vipers. The point spread has got Seattle favored by 2.5 with the over-under 36.5. The point spread I get because the better quarterback's in Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, is Vegas going to show up for this game? I mean, these are two no-win teams here.
Well, the problem is they're playing in Vegas again, and if that field's as bad as it was this last week, that ain't gonna help nothing.
Yeah, and then the weather kicking in. I mean,
Yeah. So I'd take the under.
which I thought that about last week's game because they was playing in Seattle, and the field was covered in snow a couple of days before.
Right. Yeah.
You would think that would be bad, but hey, they had the field looking good by the time of the game.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. We got the St. Louis Battlehawks taking on the DC Defenders. DC favored by 2, 36.5 over under. It's a field goal game. Right there it is.
Yep. Yeah. Is it going to come down to the kickers and the long snappers?
Yeah. Then we got the Orlando Guardians against the Arlington Renegades. Arlington favored by 8. It should be 88. Over under 36.5.
It might go up if Paxton Lynch goes.
Yeah.
If he comes in, it's probably gonna go up.
Yeah. I'd take Arlington all day. Then the final game got San Antonio Brahmas against the Houston Roughnecks. Houston -4, 36.5 over under. So you're looking at a touchdown game probably.
Yeah.
So again, I'd take Houston on it.
Oh yeah, all day long.
So
the Houston's looking good, but you never know. The Brahmas might show up and come to town, lay down the old smackdown.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and flip the graphic. We've got our week 3 picks, and I'll let Coach take this. First up, this is from last week.
All right, so last week's pick, of course, I took the Sea Dragons in the first game, the Big D in the second game, the Brahmas, and the Houston Roughnecks in the last. The Colonel, Wayne, Boss Hog, and Catfish took the Battlehawks in the first, took the Big D in the second, the Brahmas, and besides Catfish, everybody took the Roughnecks in the last game, but Catfish, he had a feeling in his bones. It was getting warmer around here. He felt that little thing in his fin, and he went to Renegade. So but with that, the only two people to lose is me and Catfish.
Yep.
So altogether, I'm 5-3. The Colonel is 6-2. I'm not far behind. Wayne is 7-1. Boss Hog is 5-3. He caught up with me. Oh my God. I'm tied for last place, baby. Hey, and Catfish is 6-2. So just like that, me and Bride's up. We was tied last week, but not this week.
Hey, we all had a good week. Every one of us.
Yeah. Just not me. Damn Sea Dragons.
Go ahead and pull up week 3. See what we got picked.
All right. So it looks like we're all in accordance in the first game. We all took the Sea Dragons. I'm just going to go ahead and spot that out. The second game, the coach, me, the Colonel, him, Wayne, and Catfish all took Big D, but Boss Hog took the Battlehawks. He's on the McCarran train bus. Will it pay off for him this week? Will he take the lead? But in the rest of the games, we all went Renegades in the third game, and of course Roughnecks in the last game. So the only one really picked different is Boss Hog.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody took Vegas. Come on. We got to make this interesting.
uh, well, guys, we got one more graphic, I do believe, before we get out of here. Guys, check out our other shows. Scan the QR code and take you to lotusportsnetwork.com for scores and more. You can check out Yellowhammer Sports, Brews with Brian, of course, the flagship show, Spring Loaded Football, and Coach's Corner. We got a bunch of information, a bunch of blogs, scores for each game we cover. So check it out. Don't forget, scan that QR code. But, Coach, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Just want to thank everybody for listening. The show continues to grow each and every week. Coach's Corner had a big week last week, so we want to thank everybody for that. But you can check out the video version on YouTube or Spotify. You can check out the audio version anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And, guys, we hope we're part of that group. Check out lotusportsnetwork.com. Click the link. Go to the store. Buy yourself a T-shirt. Check out betterhelp.com/lotusportsnetwork. Save 10% off your first month of online therapy. Help support the brand, guys. We'd really appreciate it. But I'm the Colonel. That's Coach. We'll see you next time, guys.